Welcome back. Now in this session, we are going to be examining a teaching method which is highly appropriate for the teaching of languages in the intermediate phase, and this is called inductive teaching. Please note that the inductive teaching method has a lot in common with constructivism in that the scholars are guided into learning by themselves rather than being taught directly. So what exactly is inductive teaching? Here is a simple and logical definition taken from your study guide. Teaching starts with authentic examples and moves on to general rules and principles. Probably the best way to explain this is by means of an example. So for this purpose, let us say that you need to teach the correct use of articles to your grade 5 class. Just to make this absolutely clear, the articles to which I am now referring are the parts of speech, not newspaper or magazine articles, by the way. Let's read together. My friend went recently to the Kruger National Park. There she saw an elephant that had its trunk draped over a tree. The elephant looked sick and the tree was breaking under its weight. She took a series of pictures of the scene and showed the best one to me later. It was an impressive image. Now, you would tell your class to underline all the articles used in the text, as I have there done, and then to explain when to use each one. Now they will almost certainly know already that a is used before a consonant and an is used before a vowel. That's basic. But working out when to use the and when to use a or an is not that easy, and even more difficult for them to express in words. The good news is that usually, even when the scholars are unable to put the rules and principles into words, they will have correctly formulated them, and that is what's important. The task will have successfully been used to induce the required understanding into the scholars. There you can see the definition of the word on the screen. Later on, you can give them the required terminology about definite and indefinite articles to complete the required knowledge. A few other rules for which this method would be suitable or useful are those such as the formation of plurals, quantifiable or non-quantifiable nouns, auxiliary verbs, and so on and so on and so on. Now, I would like to draw your attention to a comment made in the study guide, which I am going to quote directly. Although the original CLT models did not include fluency teaching of grammar rules, it has been found to be necessary in the FAL environment. In the Courage First Additional Language teaching situation, a large amount of integrated accuracy teaching is also advisable. So, what exactly is being stated in this quote? Put simply, it has identified the biggest flaw in the communicative language teaching approach. English first additional language learners do not learn grammar rules naturally from each other. They must be taught these rules by teachers. End of story. And if the scholars reach the FET phase, in other words, that's grades 10 to 12, without having been properly grounded in grammar, then a prestigious matric pass is almost impossible for them, since they are unable to express themselves clearly. And that, in turn, is why you, as an intermediate teacher, play such a vital role in the education of your scholars. And this is also why you should use this inductive teaching method on a regular basis. It works well for the teaching of grammar rules. For those of you who have access to data projectors and the other electronic goodies that make teaching so much easier, you will find that the inductive teaching method becomes even more effective once it's computerized. And once work is on a computer, then remember, it's there forever. And that, in a nutshell, is the inductive teaching method. You'll be happy to know that there are many other examples suggested in Appendix F. Take a look at them. Try them out. See what works for you in your classroom. And as an FET English teacher, I would like to thank you most sincerely in advance for making my job easier in a few years' time.